Couple cracks there. Holy shit, dude. What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Traditionally, when I think of an Acura RSX or Honda Integra, as it were, in Japan when it was originally sold, I think of NA. That's what we think of when we think of a high-strung out Type R, B18C, B18 or K20 engine traditionally, okay? Here behind me, we're gonna take a look at two Acura RSXs, which on the surface, especially this one right here, they look pretty factory, ignoring the front mount intercooler there, because this car, Kevin's car, is turbocharged, okay? So turbo Acura RSX, and it looks like a sleeper and it looks like a lot of fun. So we're gonna do a little bit of a comparison, see how much quicker a 350 wheel horsepower Acura RSX is compared to a factory North American spec Type S. So let's get behind the wheel, let's go for a drive and see how they do. K20 power, all right? It's been a while since I've driven a truly, what I hope to be, and what I've been told by Kevin, the owner of this car who's sitting right next to me, that this is it's gonna be manic. It's gonna be absolutely insane, as most turbo Hondas are. As I've seen over the past few years on YouTube and everywhere, and I'm sure you guys have seen as well, K-Series engines have completely overtaken the tuning world, not only in like the Integra and the Civic and Honda world, but they're being swapped into everything. So Kevin, you literally just finished this up, what, a couple days ago?
Yeah, I mean, I just got tuned 3 days ago. Yeah, 3 days ago. So overall, the project took me about 2 months. So
yeah, thanks for allowing me to be your break-in test driver here.
No problem, man.
It's honestly, I'm gonna be honest, it's making me a little bit nervous, but especially, you guys, Kevin's running the factory clutch and factory transmission.
Yeah.
Which so far they've been holding up nice for you?
It's been good. It does slip. I mean, that's a given, right, with the stock clutch and everything, but it's mainly the tires, you know, being on stock tires is like no grip at all, right?
What is it, 215s up front?
215s, yeah.
Yeah, so over the years of the RSX, not too many, not like a whole big, I mean, the factory model, the base model, you could call it, to the Type S, there's a pretty big jump in power, but the Type R wasn't actually that insane in terms of power when compared to the later Type S's. All right, we're just gonna boot it here. Wow. I mean, it hooked up third there, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you kind of do feel the clutch slipping a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah. A little bit when you're kind of going over those bumps and it's you know, it's hooking up again, and then man, it's got a little bit of torque steer. I mean, it's unpredictable.
Yeah, for sure.
Boost comes on nice though. Like K-Series, they sound fine, but mostly the sound, for me at least, comes from the turbo.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure. It's the Sidewinder manifold and the turbo. It's a good combo.
Very prominent too when you pop the hood.
Yeah, for sure.
cars where you can just... Wow. Yeah, it's almost pulling me into the ditch there.
Yeah.
God, it feels so good though, man.
Pretty straightforward. It's just a CX racing kit with a different wastegate and a different turbo. That's pretty much it. It's run Honda K Pro, putting about 356 to the wheels on a Mustang dyno. So yeah, man, it's a blast. Stock tires, stock height, everything's relatively stock, and I plan to keep it that way. You know, like, you don't pull up on the highway, people wouldn't expect it, right? They would think that you would just be a regular RSX with only 200 horsepower, right? But little do they know you're putting down twice that amount, right? I did it all myself, and just got a shop to tune it for me. I don't even, there's no words to explain it, honestly, man. It's just kind of, it felt like a dream, you know? I was riding with Tyson, you know, and he sat in the passenger seat. We had the boost and everything, and he was like, "Whoa, this feels like a dream." So I was like, "Yeah, it does feel like a dream, man. It's pretty wild." It's just a lot of wheel spin. It's like crab walking side to side, and I don't know, man. It's overwhelming. I can't even put my mind to it, right? No, duty cycle I'm about 73%, so there's still quite a bit to go. I'm on 1050X ID, ID injector dynamics, and a Deechworks fuel pump at like 255 liters per hour. So that's for this setup, it's more than enough, honestly. You can definitely make more. Actually, on the Mustang dyno, we did 390 to the wheels, so that's, I don't even know how much that is on a dyno jet, right?
Yeah.
Over 400 for sure. But,
Yeah.
that was like when we creeped to 16 PSI. But, you know, looking at the knock sensor and everything, we just decided to dial it back, you know, make it more conservative.
So easy to drive. I love Hondas for that reason, and this is, you know, this is at the end of the era where you've still got hydraulic power steering. It's still small enough, and I think, I don't know if you've really driven a DC2, but I've driven a couple DC2s, and I like, people knock on the RSX for being a little bit kind of taller and a little bit, you know, they're not as low, they're safer, presumably. But they do drive really awesome.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And I've driven a couple other DC2 Integras. And yeah, I mean, I have nothing against them. I do love the car. I just love the high revving K20, you know, and you can beat on it all day, and it'll take it, right?
I mean, if you were to say that you had a issue with DC2 Integras, even not as like a Honda purist, I would have a problem with that. I would question. I'd be like, well, have you driven one? Have you looked at one? I think those look awesome. I think the RSX looked great too. A lot of people don't like the way the RSX looks. And then of course, Type S did not come with an LSD. Type R in Japan came with an LSD. Which, I mean, honestly, this hooked up way better than I would have thought. Especially with an open diff.
I was surprised.
You know. One thing I've noticed though, you don't get that like that older Honda like B series VTEC kick from this motor.
Oh yeah.
At all.
With the K Pro, you can adjust where your VTEC kicks in.
Nice.
You can.
Sorry to interrupt.
That's okay. Yeah, you hear the VTEC?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Couple cracks there. Holy shit, dude.
That's what I'm saying, man.
How are you staying so calm right now?
Me in the passenger seat, you know, that's my first experience there, right?
honestly, I'm very glad that you kept stock suspension. I think that's an awesome move. I honestly wouldn't, aside from maybe like lowering springs, if you can keep it within the boundaries of the dampers, it's like... I mean, it's definitely torque steer, but something about the steering, it's boosted enough to where it's you're not having to like saw at it, you know?
You know what it is? I think what it is the RSX chassis, this one, and the EP3s, they have an issue with the steering rack, and
okay.
I do have that piece right here. It's called a steering rack slider.
Okay. Oh, this is
which
real-time engineering.
I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's hollow here, right? So this softens the steering feel. I got a new piece called it's a steering rack slider. It's just a solid piece, and it stiffens it up. It makes your sharpening your steering sharper, right? With the steering. So
on center kind of feel?
Yeah, so when you steer, it's just not really pointing that direction, right? So you have to just keep steering to get that radius.
Feels good, man.
But once you change this out, it makes a huge difference, and it just feels like your steering is right and how it should have been. I eventually do want to throw some Gear-X gears in them. I hear they're like a lot more durable, and definitely a stage 4 clutch is going to be needed, and that LSD of course, right? I mean, having that LSD like makes a huge difference on putting the power down, right? I'm happy with the way it is for now, and yeah, man, I'll put a word out for those new enthusiasts. You know, I was in the car scene for quite some time, you know, maybe 7 years or so, but you know, money can get tight and stuff, but dreams can be achieved as long as you put, you know, your mind to it. You can get it done, right? It took me 7 years to boost a car, and that's okay with me. You know, this is good enough for me. All I wanted was more power, and you know, just chase your dreams and work towards it, man.
All right, well, thanks for letting me drive your car, bro.
Yeah, no problem, man. Anytime.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, what's your Instagram if people want to follow you and the build and whatnot?
I don't really post too much, but my Instagram name is K-Series Kev.
Let me know what you guys think in the comments of Turbo RSX. Let me know what you guys want to see in the future. And yeah, that's it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit me up on Instagram, and we'll see you soon.